So it's actually crazy how many retro handhelds are available on the market at the moment. It's a minefield to know which ones to get, which ones to avoid, etc. Now, unfortunately, unless you have every single device from every single manufacturer, you can't really give 100% accurate advice to say this is the best device for you, even if you know everything about the person that's looking for a device. I guess as content creators, the best thing we can do is just look at the devices that we can get hold of to review and do the best we can. But I guess you can say that about all content creators, no matter what they're reviewing, because you're taking one person's opinion and you should always take it with a pinch of salt. That's why it's a great idea to watch multiple reviews on the same device from different creators to see if any of them pick anything up that might have previously been missed. So anyway, enough waffling on about that. Let's take a look at this Battlexp G350, because I've actually really been enjoying using this device over the past 3 to 4 weeks. Now, this is definitely one of those entry-level budget devices because it comes in under $70. So that does bring it in line with the more casual gamer, someone that's thinking about picking something up just to play some of the old classics, but doesn't really play many computer games nowadays, maybe the odd game on their smartphone, for example. So the first thing we'll do is we'll get this unboxed and see everything that you get in the box, and of course have a quick tour of the device. Then we'll take a look at the specs. So here we have the Battlexp G350. Now on the front of the box, on the screen of the picture of the device, we have the Litnxt logo. Now that is a sticker that they've added after the fact. We're not going to go into the specs, which is on the back at the moment, because we'll do that a little bit later on. As we take the lid off, we can see we have an extra memory card in there. And this is basically one of the options you have when you buy a device from Litnxt. You can get it with just a device, you can get 64, 128, 256, sometimes 512, etc, etc. So they've sent me an extra memory card with this one, and then we have a USB-A to USB-C cable that's probably just power only. I'll put something on the screen just now if it is power and data, but we're going to assume it's just power only. So let's take the device out itself, and it's actually quite a nice size, this device. It will go in your pocket. Those analog sticks don't stick out that much. It's got all the buttons you're going to need, and we've got quite a few different things on here. Now it does come with an SD card already in there, and that's a 64 gig, and then of course we do have the extra one, which I believe is 128 gig, but it might be a 256. So let's have a quick tour around the device. Now we do have 2 micro SD card slots. We've got a power button, a reset button. There's one of them. We have the downward facing speaker here, and we'll get into that in more detail later. Obviously we've got another micro SD card slot, volume up and down. On the top we have the USB-C for charging. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack. We have 2 LED indicators on the top. Then we have the L1, L2, R1, R2 triggers on the back. And then of course on the front we have kind of a customized button, start, select, A, B, X, Y, the D-pad, and those 2 analog sticks. So let's go over the specifications. So the CPU is RK3326 quad core running at 1.5 GHz. The GPU is the Mali G31 MP2. We have only 1 GB of LPDDR3. The speaker, of course, is a single mono speaker, downward facing. The battery is 3200 milliamp hours, and they are claiming around about 6 hours of playtime. This does have a 3.5 inch OCA full lamination IPS display with a resolution of 640 by 480, and of course the operating system is Linux based. Now, I just want to give a shout out to Litnxt for sending this handheld for free for review, but my opinions are my own and my own alone. No money was exchanged. They just send me these devices, I review them, completely my own opinion. And to be honest with you, even if I did a review of device and it was complete trash and I said it was trash, they wouldn't be upset because Litnxt are a reseller for handhelds. They have loads and loads on their website. Everything from Ambernic to Mia Mini, they've just got them all. Check them out, there's a link in the description below, and don't forget to use my discount code to save extra money. And if you're watching this video in time, they do have loads of Black Friday sales on. Now, with Christmas fast approaching, the Battlexp G350 definitely comes under kind of the small gift for a friend or family member. And of course, you can also give it as a stocking filler because, like I said, it's actually under $70. There's quite a lot of other devices under the $100 price point that I would recommend over this device, even though it has less functionality. For me, one of my favorite devices to use at the minute is the ExtremeRate hammer. So that's CNC Metal Edition. I have actually done a video on that one recently. Click up there, go check that out. I just really enjoy playing on that handheld, and it does have a premium feel, but it doesn't have analog sticks. So maybe playing some of those PS1 games will be a little bit more awkward, but as you might remember, when the PS1 first came out, it didn't have any analog sticks. The DualShock controller didn't come out till later on in the PS1's life. So enough waffling on, let's play some games on this device and then I'll give you my overall thoughts and opinions. So the Battlexp G350 is a great budget-friendly handheld. It does have a few good points, for example having those analog sticks for PS1 games. It does have 2 micro SD card slots. The screen is an okay size and it's nice and bright. Might be an issue with direct sunlight. Unfortunately, the speaker doesn't come out of where you would imagine it would come out from. It's downward facing, there's one speaker, and to be honest, it's not the loudest of devices. Now, I don't think anyone that buys this device will be disappointed. It's more than powerful enough to play up to the PS1, and I recommend it for some of the older games, definitely 16-bit and 8-bit. It's just so much fun, and of course Game Boy games run amazing on this. Like I said, if it was my money, I would get the ExtremeRate UI because I just feel that's a nicer, more premium handheld, and of course it's covered in RGB, so it looks really cool. But this video isn't about that device, it's about the Battlexp G350. Now, there's not that many bad things about this, like I said. I think the main thing for me is the speaker. It's just not as loud as I'd hoped, and of course it's just a downward facing single speaker. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Should we see if we can get hold of the new Ambernic DS? because I think that would be a great device to actually go testing some DS games. I've heard really good things about that device so far. Now, massive thank you to Litnxt for sending all the devices they have. Not just these ones, but all the ones in the past. They've sent absolutely tons of handhelds so far for me to review for you guys. So thank you so much for that. So that about wraps it up for another video. But if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and then hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. My name's JP, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.